really good.
So good.
That's really good. Yeah. Okay.
Plus,
Well,
they're
impressed.
like annoying and obnoxious in this way.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's loud.
Chris.
That was
Yeah,
loud.
scares
Impressive.
people.
That was deep.
Welcome everybody. You are listening to MackZaddy. We have a very special guest. We have Phoenix Gray with us. Hello, Phoenix. Thank you for joining us. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Ooh, I'm alive. I'm still awake.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
14-hour flight is crazy.
How
How long was it?
It's like 14, 15 hours.
Yeah, right. And
After I got to LA,
gonna
because
say
I
with
had
the
like
layover.
6-hour layover plus 2 hours to fly.
So
Yeah.
altogether.
So 18. It was about 24 hours.
Yeah.
MAGA.
Damn. God, that's awful.
But welcome to Australia.
I made it.
Yeah.
Made it down under.
Well, cheers to Phoenix. Thank you very, very much for
Cheers.
joining us.
Thanks for coming, man.
I love
Of
it.
course.
You guys have looked so tired, like you and Harold.
Producer
since getting here.
Harold.
Thanks,
He's
producer.
also visiting in the background.
Went the same direction, rolled
Yeah.
opposite direction, same
And it,
distance.
it feels a bit non-stop. Like you guys got here and then we've gone out so
Oh, yeah.
much.
Y'all have energy.
Full
Oh,
on.
I have
yeah.
a lot of energy.
You just hit the ground running. We don't waste time around here.
Uh-huh.
Keep going.
No, I love it. I vibe with it. I'm very reactive, so I'm like, let's go.
That's
And
awesome.
then I'm like, let's stop.
Yeah, yeah. We had like a little movie night last night. We watched Wish.
That's good. Wish.
So
What else?
cute.
Split.
Split.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah.
Two
Yep.
very different vibes of
Very
movies.
different vibes. Yeah.
Vastly different.
That's fun.
If you haven't watched Wish yet, it's freaking
You just
pretty
movie, it's
cool.
very cute.
We had a realization of like what
Mm-hmm.
they were doing for the 100-year anniversary,
Yeah.
like midway through. Try not to give you any spoilers in case you haven't seen it yet. But yeah.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So, Phoenix, how did you find West Coast Swing?
Ooh,
How did you get
okay.
into it?
So for me, it started out with I had just turned 18. I was going to PSU, Portland State University, in Portland, and it started out as they had the new student week, and they're like, "This is our club. This is what we do. This is our club. This is what we do." So like I was like, dancers club. Okay, I can figure this out, right? Because dancing is just going to like specific positions at certain points in time, and I can do that as slowly as I need to until I figure it out, and then
Yeah.
get faster and faster at it. But they basically started us off with, I joined into the Dancers Club, and they had a little demo where they were like having us like lean in toward each other, House of Cards style. And then I was like, well, that makes sense what they're asking me to do. And I was paired with somebody who knew what they were doing. They were already in the club. And I was like flooded with information through my hands. I was like, I can feel where your feet are and what foot you're on, where your feet are in space. Like it was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, I was addicted right there.
Oh, that's
I was like,
awesome.
oh my God, I want this.
Who was the teacher?
It was Cassie Winter.
Cassie Winter.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I've
who,
heard that name.
yeah, so local to Portland. Cassie was my first instructor and actually had just won Bridgetown, which is our local Portland event, as a leader in novice in a Strictly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And this is when you just started?
When I just started.
Wow.
Does she
Very
know this story?
impressive.
Yeah,
I
what's
mean,
that?
she was part of the story, but does she know that this is like how you felt and like?
Oh,
what was the-
absolutely.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And then Cassie does Nerdy West Coast Swing, like does a little podcast where
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nerdy
We'll have
West
to,
Coast
we'll
Swing.
do that.
Nerdy West Coast Swing.
Love that.
Nerdy,
That's
you-
great.
Nerdy West-
West Coast Swing.
Yeah.
Nerdy West
Nerdy
Coast.
West
Go
Coast
check
Swing.
out
I feel like I've
podcast.
seen that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I
YouTube.
feel like I've actually seen that
Yeah.
before. I'll have to
Yeah, sometimes
look
they
into
interview the pros and
Yeah.
pick up like, they'll like break
Is it
down
two?
videos
Is
and
it
like
two of them?
go all, yeah.
Yeah, is it,
Go with
did they,
Alicia.
did they,
They
did
broke down a
interview
bunch of videos.
What's his name? Stan?
Yeah.
That is, okay, I feel like I watched that one.
Stan Slovey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Oh, nice to
Yeah.
know.
It's great. And then they sit there and go all John Madden on the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's an American reference.
I laughed and I had no idea what was going on.
Sitting there just drawing on the screen, basically, is like drawing little lines and things like, then your weight's right here.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
I do like those apps. Have you used any like dance training apps? Like I know there's a lot out there, but have you used anyone specifically?
I tried Coach's Eye for a little
same.
bit of time. It got discontinued, and I never had an iPod or an
Yeah,
iPad,
iPad.
rather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
so I never
enough.
had an iPad. So
What is
I
it?
was like,
You can like draw lines and like rewind
Yeah.
slow, specific to moments, and
Yeah.
kind of like it's very
Sure.
it is cool.
yeah,
it's
it's
good.
really handy. I learned
Yeah.
about it from Brandy Guild.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I just forgot about it. ADHD, that's how it goes. It's like, cool new thing, and I'm bored.
And
Yeah. This is fun. God. So wait, so how long ago was it since you started?
So I started at the tail end of 2010, so I'm kind of in like 13 to 14 years range at this
Cool.
stage.
Damn.
Cool.
Been at it for a while.
Yeah.
The community was much different when I started.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What's the what would you say the biggest change in the community what you would see? Like, because obviously, actually, there would be lots.
Yeah,
like,
a lot.
And everyone can go through phases of different things and stuff, whether it's dancing or people or shoes or music or whatever. What are some of the things that you've noticed, especially over there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the big one is just degendering, because like when I started, I wasn't allowed to follow competitively. Like there were full-on rules against
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
Until what point was that changed?
So I started kind of my campaigning situation around 2013, 2014-ish or so. And that's where basically I was like, why can't I follow in competitions?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, we're on your side, but they.
Yeah.
I was like,
The powers of
Who is
the
they?
and I kept asking around where everybody was like, yeah, we would totally like help out and we would totally be on, but like it's out of our hands because they. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the hell is they?
The
I
West
couldn't
Coast Swing
find
Gods.
they.
Yeah.
Swing gods.
Yeah. So I could never find the they.
Yeah.
And so then I started like asking people around. I got connected with Kelly Casanova, Samantha Buckwalter, a bunch of them. We did a petition, got it signed by like 2,000 something people.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know about this.
Oh yeah,
That's
this
so
is
cool.
this is the big history lesson because like
Yeah.
a lot of it happened through Westie Discussion of the Day.
Gotcha. That is
So
a
like
great
sometimes it would.
page.
Yeah,
I'm just loving
it's notorious.
this Westie discussion of the day.
Yeah, so
And
it's like a
all of
Facebook
the
page.
controversy,
Oh, it's
but like
great. It's so
really, really respectful controversy. Sometimes heated,
Yeah.
sometimes on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
it's
mean,
so
like
good.
a lot of good discussions get started there.
So
It's very
good.
interesting.
So
Very,
good.
very interesting.
Because you've
Yeah.
got a separate
Cool.
group that discusses like degendering stuff specifically,
Yes.
right, on Facebook.
Yeah. So
Tell
I
us that.
created Degendering Dance around
Yeah.
that same time frame. So basically, the timeline of what I was going through was I started asking the questions of like, hey, why is this not allowed, so on and so forth, and like the line. At that point in time, Westie's Discussion of the Day, like people would ask questions, and there would be like 2, 3, 5, 10 replies maybe.
Yeah.
And then I asked the question of like why they don't allow men to follow, women to lead, blah, 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 whatever, through that. And effectively what happened was I came back like the day that it was posted, I like wake up, in the middle of the afternoon and there were like already 50 responses on it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well that blew up.
Yeah. Nice.
And so my first priority when I jumped in was to like actually have a discussion about it, because a lot of people, especially back then, were all about like, I'm not homophobic and blah 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 blah, or like
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable dancing with men. For
I'm
this
not
reason.
homophobic, but I don't want to touch another guy.
Right, and so there
I'm a
were.
little
But that's
bit
just a little
homophobic.
bit gay.
I will fully own that in my mind, I didn't think I was homophobic, but I definitely was.
Oh yeah.
Like now that I think like back to it.
And we're still working through it.
Now
We're learning.
Now I reckon I've gone
We're in our
almost
learning
too
era.
far the other way,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now I'm just like, no, I'm joking.
No, you're just very extra in every way, babe.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, now he's gayer than I am.
It's about
Yeah.
and Mackenzie put together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do. So you're all-star level for both roles. Mm-hmm. That's so
Nice.
awesome. I love
Yeah.
that.
Very
So
That's cool.
I'll try to keep the timeline together because this is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Distraction.
Sorry,
Yeah.
squirrel. My
So,
bad.
what's the discussion of the day? I pulled in and like my main role in that was a lot of people were having the discussion and like name calling and all of this. It was like, blah, blah, you're homophobic if you think
Right.
this. And like, oh, I'm like, hold on, everybody, stop.
Whoa.
Take a minute.
Whoa.
We're gonna like drop the homophobic stuff and all of that, and let's just have some discussions. And so basically, where I made a lot of headway in those discussions had to do with, I would ask people questions rather than tell them how to think. So they'd be saying things like, "I'm not super comfortable dancing with somebody," blah 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 blah. I'm like, "That's great. Do you think the women are that comfortable with you?" Right? And so like, I don't feel comfortable dancing sexual with.
Yeah.
Well, why is this a sexual dance?
Yeah.
Right? Or
Yeah.
like, I have to have this, like sensual connection. I'm like, do you?
Do you?
Because
With every single
I've been
person?
leading women this whole
Yeah.
time, and I got nothing going on there.
Yeah.
I've been surviving.
I made it to where I am today without being attracted to any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, exactly. So like, it was just a lot of those conversations and just like I made a lot of headway because I was listening to people more than I was telling them what to think. I was asking them questions and letting them come to their own conclusions and doing a lot of that. So I kind of was a lot less of like the militant type of like, you must be better today.
Yeah.
And people tend to be a little bit more receptive to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very nice, soft approach to less like in your face. Like then you meet more resistance, and you're just like, "Fuck you! Don't want to deal with your like, what you got to tell me," and then they're just fighting it.
Did you find much like
Yeah.
I guess like kickback on that, or like fighting, or like I guess resistance through that, like in person, or like generally with people at events, like because I know you kind of said like a lot of people sounded like they were very on board, but it was they. Kind of getting in the way. Were you like finding experiences with people that were like, oh, I don't think this really should be happening, or?
Yeah, I mean, there was like a little bit of that here and there. Most of it was online more than in person.
Yeah.
But it was also...
We're all keyboard warriors, apparently.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so easy.
for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Sometimes people go out of their way to post things on other people's content just for the reason of, I need other people to see this.
Whereas I have this opinion, I need everyone
I have this
to know
opinion,
about it.
everybody has to agree with
Yeah.
it.
Everyone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're in the wrong, and I need everyone else to see that this is possibly right.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. But more or less, what kind of ended up happening was, it started becoming a big buzz topic, and it just got more and more just like on the public eye for a while. There was some resistance, but there were a lot of people, up there for it and everything too. And basically what ended up happening, like the whole movement was kind of going alongside marriage equality in the US. So like it was kind of public opinion and dance opinion were kind of like moving side by side at the same time.
Yep.
So that was starting to happen because this is like through 2014, 2015 range.
Yeah.
And so basically at one point WCS clarified their rules and said, our rules are more like guidelines than rules.
Yeah.
So you can allow what you
No
want.
way.
We're just not going to count the points.
There's a lot of loopholes in the
Yeah.
in the guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we figure out those loopholes, and then we change them so they are rules.
Yeah, that's a more recent thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then it genuinely was like a little bit more guideline.
Yeah.
Like nowadays it's a little bit more like
Yeah.
This is
I
They're
guess
actually setting
as the
rules.
dance grows, like
Yeah.
things
You
have
gotta
to
kind
change.
of, it's not standardized, so you gotta draw the line somewhere with some sort of
Yeah.
framework in the rules.
yeah.
I do appreciate that, how it is growing, like just community in general, like the WSDC and just the people in the West Coast Swing community. We're all growing, we're all learning different things, so I think that's still a good thing when no one's shut. Well, I'm sure there's people that are shut off to learning and growing, but I don't generally feel like I hang out with those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
busy with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they held back for a little bit. They were kind of playing Switzerland. It was kind of like the federal government in the US where it's like the states can decide whatever they want, but we're not federally recognizing it.
Yeah.
So like the WCC would allow it, but they wouldn't give points if the events allowed it.
Yeah.
So there was a period of time where a lot of the people who were doing non-traditional roles would compete, but if you won anything, you didn't actually get points. So we called them ghost points, and we kept track of them ourselves.
Oh, that's
Yes.
cool.
And every event that you went to, you would just, do your petitions and be like, well, I would be an intermediate if these points actually counted for me.
Oh, true. Yeah.
And that sort of a thing.
Because I remember this being partly remember the discussions and like, I remember when the rule was changed and it was allowed, and I was like, oh, cool, I might do this one day because I like following them. But I remember there being some discussions about where do you start? Do you start from the bottom or do you start from the level underneath? And I was like, I can see both sides of the story. I can be like, okay, you definitely don't want to go at the beginning because then it's definitely unfair for those people, possibly.
Yeah.
Might not be. But at the same time,
It's scary
you have to work,
start.
you have to prove
Yeah.
yourself and work your way all the way up to where you think you should be.
Right.
Or do you go down and you definitely shouldn't be there, maybe you should be one more down, or you are definitely meant to be there. I guess that was a discussion or something.
Yeah, that was the big fight for a while too, which is like this was a whole thing for me.
I can imagine.
This was like my career for 10 years.
Amazing.
But yeah, it started out where they just allowed it and you had the ghost points situation going on. Eventually they clarified and were like, okay, we'll actually, get points now.
Yep.
But there were the factors of, okay, do you allow people to dance twice, provided that they're in separate roles? Do you keep people at the same role and just enforce that they're at the same level on both roles?
Yeah.
That sort of a situation. So the earliest version of it was they required you to be the same, or the earliest version of it, they didn't have any restrictions.
Yep.
So that year, and as soon as, by the way, as soon as they clarified, like 13 events degendered overnight.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They were like, oh,
So good.
now we're allowed?
Amazing.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That
So
just says that there's ready, like the market's ready
Yeah.
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then about 3 events happened where, you know, anybody all the way up to champions could go all the way back down if they wanted to. Right?
Actually, no.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
Like, woo! Like,
Yeah. And there were
novice?
some complaints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I guess.
naturally.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of like where I land with it, because they were like, oh, look, a champion, 1 novice is
But at the
their
same
alternate
time, it's
role.
kind of
Yeah.
like almost cocky to be like, I am an all-star level
Mm-hmm.
follow, and you've only just started competing. Even though, like, they
Right.
might be amazing,
Yeah.
like, it's just sometimes to be like, I'm better than you guys. It's
Yeah.
a bit off-putting.
And the argument I always come back to is like, because my reference was Boogie that year. So I counted out, and there were about, I think there were like 13 people that were advanced or higher that went back to novice in their second role.
Yep.
And out of those 13, only 5 of them made to finals.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that means
Oh,
8 people
yeah.
who were all-star, or sorry, advanced or higher,
There
didn't
you
even
go.
make finals.
Yeah.
And then out of those 5, only 2 of them placed.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yes,
thank God
one of
they
them
went
won.
down to novice.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But like,
Was that you?
no. But anyway, like that caused a controversy. So then the
Right.
WCC stepped in and they're like, okay, we're making limits. And so then they forced everybody to dance the same level for both roles.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you were all-star in one, you're all-star in the other if you want to compete.
Okay.
And you can only dance once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So like that was kind of the fight of whether you get to do once or twice, and then what level you go to in your secondary role. And even back then, I was advocating for like a 0-point rule that I wanted to have, where it's like you do a petition once, and you're awarded 0 points at that level for your secondary role. Like it's almost an audition situation.
Okay, yeah, so like a tester to see if that's where you kind of want to put
Right.
start off in, like,
Yeah.
yep.
So say you're like an advanced or all-star dancer or something, and you petition, they're like, yeah, you're good for intermediate. So then you dance in intermediate, and then if you place, you get a point.
Yeah.
So then, okay, the system now knows you're intermediate. If you don't place, you just have a 0-point marking in there that says that you petitioned down that far and didn't make anywhere, so clearly you belong in intermediate or lower.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that's just that's in my mind the best way to like grandfather people in.
Yeah, because if you start, like, say you're an all-star and you go down to advanced
Mm-hmm.
now, and then you go, okay, didn't do well, probably go back to intermediate, still didn't do well in intermediate.
Back
Okay.
in on the same
All right.
way.
Maybe
to
you should
know.
be a novice.
Yeah.
Right.
Opposed to, like, all the poor advanced people getting
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
terrible all-star leader as trying to be a follower, or the vice versa.
Right. And the main problem is just, you know, it's not even that, you know, there's a bajillion people in the upper levels that are going to like sandbag the lower levels. Well, the reason there's even any sort of a backlog is because it hasn't been allowed this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's been allowed the entire time, that wouldn't be as much of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main problem is the fact that there's a backlog.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, that aside, you know, things progressed over time, and more or less where I feel that my role was inside of the whole thing, because like Kelly Casanova and Samantha and like a bunch of them, they did a lot of the hard work when it was a lot harder, right? Because like Kelly did swing break back in 1999, and she had degender competitions, but she was getting like
Yeah, right.
threatening letters and like all of that kind of stuff. And
That's-
it's
That's
not the
been
right
hard.
time.
That's harsh.
Yeah. Rough.
So I
Like,
feel
okay,
that
the world's not ready for
Ahead-
this. Let's just
ahead of the
wait.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I felt like my role was like I walked in at the time and realized, oh, the dominoes are already set up, so I just like
Yeah.
flicked them over.
Yeah.
Like I did some work, but I didn't do like the hard work of like literally setting up the dominoes. I just
Yeah.
realized they were ready to go
Yeah.
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 and kind of
cool.
like push that along.
So that's one of the biggest things that obviously, yeah, is it has been a change. I think even like, what about for you as like progression goes, and we're talking about like timelines, like how long did it take you to go from like a student to becoming a teacher and then an all-star, or like a couple of those like milestones along the way?
And don't miss
What
a single detail.
Don't miss a single detail. Well, the ADHD is like I will give so much detail in the back.
Give
Sort of like,
every
okay,
detail.
so when I was born,
Yeah.
and then eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying the MackZaddy podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, I started out dancing tail end of 2010. I was addicted to it. I was a computer science major doing 21 credits.
My cat's just-
Oh, we love
She's
the
joining
kitty.
in. She's joining in.
Thanks, Molly.
I was a computer
So
science
2010.
major. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Computer science major. I just like picked up dance on the side. I'm like, this is the coolest thing. And then pretty soon I was doing 30 hours a week
Amazing.
of like
Damn.
learning because like I was taking 4 classes that happened twice a week just from the PE department.
Yeah.
And
How'd you
then
afford that?
well,
And
that,
studying.
well, that was just part of college.
Right. Okay.
And then I had the dancers club that happened on Thursdays and Fridays, so that was like another 5.5 hours.
Like
Yeah.
a YouTube
And then-
dance.
A lot of things are included, like
Gotcha.
you
Yeah.
pay like a membership and it's
Gotcha.
all over here.
Going to the local
Yeah.
Wednesday night dance, and like I would be dancing with everybody, so I got to be like kind of what they called a taxi dancer. So I got in
Yeah.
for free because I was dancing with everybody and making sure the newbies got like a nice time.
I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then
Noted.
Saturday night dance, Sunday night dances. So like I was going to all of the socials and the dances and just basically dancing every opportunity. that
30
I
hours a
got.
week and studying.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, my computer science major didn't do well. But the dancing was great.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was basically addicted, and so in 2011, about October 2011, the main instructor that I had been learning from, she bought a studio, and she wanted me to come along with her
Wow.
to work there.
Cool.
So it started out me
A
working.
year in.
Nice.
That's what 30 hours a week will do to you.
Yeah.
That's
it?
awesome.
So I was teaching within a year.
Yeah.
So like 2012, beginning of 2012 is when I started teaching.
Yeah.
I was slowly starting to get into competitions and start doing that
Say
whole
hello
thing.
to Lolly.
Hello.
I see her walking in the background.
She's
Don't
there.
walk on the laptop. Get off the laptop, Lolly. You.
Why do we
Why do we have the cat? Why, Lolly? Why?
I love that for you.
It's the first one she's come in.
Hey, we're back.
Okay,
In a
so
swift 4 seconds.
we were just at you're a year in, 30
Yep.
hours a week, and you're teaching now at this new
Just
studio.
after a year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just after a year. At that point in time, things weren't degendered yet, so I was leading because I was expected to lead at that point in time. Did a bit of competing slowly. You know, first year I only did like 1 or 2 events. The second year I did like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that second year, I actually had like a really good like 1-year stint because at a particular event, like I can't remember the year, 2012 and then 2013 the next year, I won novice. So I got Strictly and Jack and Jill novice wins, first place.
Nice. Are we
And
talking?
then
You're not a newcomer at that point, is it? That's more a.
that was a little bit
novice?
before newcomer was like really a big thing.
Gotcha.
So like West Coast and East Coast of the U.S. actually treated newcomer differently.
Oh, okay.
So on the West Coast, newcomer was kind of this optional thing that sometimes was there for people to just get into if they're like feeling nervous about
and- yeah.
dancing. East Coast, they actually treated it a little bit more like this is the division before novice. So
Yeah.
you actually
Right.
have to go through newcomer before
Okay.
you go
Gotcha.
to novice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But newcomer was still like a fairly new thing and wasn't like quite existing yet,
Yeah.
mainstream.
Cool.
But yeah, so then the very next year was my first time dancing advanced.
Wow. What? Wait.
Wait,
what?
so-
You said you made it
Oh,
to
I jumped
advance.
ahead a little bit. Yeah, sorry.
So you went from competing for a year
Yeah, so
into advance.
From novice.
So I had been dancing for like 2 years at that point, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I had a full
Still,
year
like,
before my
still.
first event, and then that next year was kind of the year that things started happening.
Yeah. Right.
So it's probably about 2
Okay.
years in that I actually started like winning things.
Yeah.
Damn. That's awesome.
But there's a lot of opportunity in the States.
That's still
Yeah.
awesome.
You have
Yeah.
so many more options.
We have a lot of
Places to
options.
go.
We have places to go, and all of them were drivable too.
There you go. That's awesome.
Because like in Portland, you had
that's
like
awesome.
3 events
That
in
is
Portland. You
awesome.
had 2
Oh my
in
goodness.
Seattle. You had I don't think Southern Oregon had their. No, we had So Swing. The first years of So Swing were starting to happen
So
around there too.
what numbers are we talking at these event numbers?
The attendees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attendee, I would say Bridgetown was kind of in the 200-ish, 300-ish
Yeah.
range maybe. Easter was like 300, 400, 500-ish maybe.
Cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Some of those things.
Yeah. Sick.
But yeah, so my first year at Boogie, I drew Jade, Brian now, and we won. The fun story, okay, I'll just tell you the fun story.
Yay.
So I drew Jade, and we won that one. And like actually one of my favorite compliments I've ever gotten, because we danced that spotlight in front of Boogie, and I was like, Boogie's a big one. I was an intermediate at the time,
That's
right?
big.
So you know, had done the novice win, and then like by the time Boogie came around, did that one. But I took a private lesson with Jen DeLuca, and that was the year
Love her.
that the Buster routine happened, the hip hop routine.
Nice.
So like
2013.
she was the hot thing back then.
2013,
Like she
yeah,
was
that
the
was
thing.
great, yeah.
And you know, she also had done some Strictly's with Samantha Buckwalter, both leading and following.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did some switch dances, and like that was really cool.
Yeah, she was
So-
a good leader too.
So I did a private lesson with her on like half leading, half following, and she taught me like some little styling things to play around with
She's really cool.
on whatever side.
Yeah, nice.
And so like I learned and practiced a couple of those, and then you know one Boogie that weekend, and then a couple weekends later I went to the next event, and well, that was my first time in advanced. Oh wait. Back into Boogie.
Jade.
I know the ADHD. It's coming together. It's coming together. Okay, so we're back into Boogie.
Not just me.
Because the best compliment I've ever gotten. Because after that dance, we danced. The All Skate was a blues song, and I was dancing blues right in front of Annie Hirsch.
Okay.
And after the
Nice.
dance,
Nice.
or after the competition, she came up and grabbed my arm and said, "You're my hero."
Aww.
I was like,
Oh, wow.
So exciting.
Aww.
Love that.
That's very, very cute.
and so
Aw.
like, yeah, that was like a really, really big moment for me. And then,
That's
I was like, I had to go sit on the stairs and cry for a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. yeah, that's
Oh my
it.
goodness. You're even tearing up now.
I know, I'm
can see
tearing
it.
up now. Just thinking of it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It was such a moment.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
What do you-
so,
Oh, sorry, no, you keep going.
a couple weeks later, the next event, which is the one where I got the double first the previous year,
No.
now it's my first time in advanced. At that point in time, advanced and all-star were usually combined because
Yeah.
they were really small,
So small,
even
yeah.
in the States.
Damn.
Even in the States, they were small.
So everyone
Back then.
Back then.
This is like
Around
2013.
2014.
Okay.
2013-ish,
Okay, yeah.
2013, 2014, one of those times.
Yeah, 13, 14.
So it's my first time in advanced. I think Brad Whelan's in that division.
Sick.
Probably.
And so like I go up either first or second and get my friend Anya Crane, and like we crush it.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden the MC says, "By the way, did you know if you win this division, you go into the Invitational?"
Yeah, shitting myself.
I was like, good thing I didn't know that when they were saying it.
Yeah.
So it turns out we win that one.
That's
So
awesome.
first time out advanced, I win. And then, so now I find myself in the Invitational.
Nice.
A year after being in novice.
Who'd you get? Who'd you get? Who'd you get?
So everybody wanted me to get Jen DeLuca.
Yeah, because you'd had the.
Because like
yeah.
everybody knew like
Yeah.
that would be the dance that everybody wanted to
Yeah.
see. So I'm sitting there and it's going through the leaders and every leader's drawing names, and you know I'm sitting like, okay, Jen DeLuca, Jen DeLuca. She gets drawn. I was like, okay. So like I work my way down to like my next pick for it. That one gets drawn. And then it's like, okay, now there's only one left. I'm like, cool, this will work. I'll do this. This will be great. But then like Chuck hadn't gone yet. So then he gets the last follower. And I'm still there and all the followers
All the
had gone.
followers are gone.
And I was like,
Oh, don't stop it! Stop it!
that means all the names
Can
go
I
back
guess?
in.
Can I
Back
Yeah.
in.
Oh, they all go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
okay.
all the names go back
Got
in.
you.
Back to
Ooh.
start again.
So I stick my hand in the bucket. I start grabbing one. I let go. I grab the second one instead. Jen DeLuca.
Oh my god!
It was meant to be.
That was,
And we got
It
third.
was meant to
I
be.
like how you did that.
That's awesome.
You kept us on the edge the whole time. I'm like,
I know.
what is it?
I know. It's like one of my favorite dance like
That's awesome.
That's so good.
experiences. It was so
That's
fun.
awesome.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, both of them.
So we're looking at Phoenix and Jen DeLuca 20.
Boogie.
Yeah, but you'll have to
Are you
look it
by
up
there?
under John Jackson because that was my name back
Gotcha.
at the time.
Oh,
John Jackson.
Which is my legal
changed your
name.
Ooh.
John
I love
I
that.
changed. I know.
What?
I know. I changed
John
my
Jackson,
name.
that's such a butch name.
I know.
John Jackson.
Jackson.
That's I like the JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's like my actual name.
Hey.
Like still
It's not-
legal name?
Yeah, it's still my legal name. It's
Yeah,
still
right.
there. But I go by Phoenix because
Because
that's
you
my
have-
Facebook name.
No,
Yeah.
right.
So I go by Phoenix because that's my Facebook name.
Yeah.
But I also was starting to get tired of everybody like, so do I call you John or Phoenix? I'm like, whichever one you know, like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but which one do you care? I'm like, I literally don't care. So then I just committed to Phoenix because like
Yeah.
if I go to the East Coast, if I go abroad, if I go anywhere, nobody knows who John is, but they know who Phoenix is.
Yeah.
So I just go with
So
Phoenix.
much
Nice.
more of a phoenix.
Yeah,
Guys, we should just-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've really
Phoenix.
grown
It's so
into
much
it.
more.
Yeah.
Almost a little
like
bit
it.
stripper name-ish too. I like the
Yeah, a little
like,
bit.
Yeah. Phoenix Gray.
I love it.
It's almost like Phoenix Red.
Yeah.
Phoenix Red.
No, like,
because the hair.
it's too much. It's
Because
like too
Phoenix
much
That's too
like
far.
fire Phoenix. Fire
You tried.
Phoenix.
It's okay. You tried.
Yeah.
That's why he has the hair, though. The hair.
I keep
Balances it
we were,
out.
we were
The
talking
hair.
about
The hair came second.
what was the names we were talking about last night? We were talking about
Drag
Oh,
queen
the drag
names.
name?
Drag
Queen
queen
names.
names.
Really
Yeah.
interesting options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my drag name is Felicia Farewell.
Felicia.
Felicia
Farewell.
Bye, Felicia.
Absolutely.
I love
I know if
that.
I ever have a drag
That's
daughter, see you later.
See you later.
Oh, dear.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh my god.
So good.
What is this fan, by the way? Do you want
My
to talk to us
fan?
about this for a second?
My fan club?
Snap.
Wow. I want a fan so bad. Who was
This
That's
is the
epically
best
sized
thing
fan.
that
That's
I have ever gotten.
Yeah.
it? That's so
Are
much
you
selling
fun,
those?
dude.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't have any with me right now. I need to order some more.
So we've got phoenixgraydance.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we order them on
You
there?
can buy custom made and signed.
you can try. I'm out of them right now, so if you try to buy one, I'm like, I'm out right now. Hold on, wait.
Backlog.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, I got these. Like I kind of followed along with Stephen White, where he had his fan club
Yes.
Yeah.
situation. So I started having fan club shirts
Yeah.
Cool.
because one of the other things, like I just have a million little shticks that
Yeah.
just kind of happened organically. I'm like, roll with it. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
People love that.
Yeah.
They love it.
So like the thing that I would always do is I would go to Starbucks and then they ask you for your name and then they try to spell it. And so I tell them my name is Phoenix and nobody can spell it.
Do you get
so I-
Felix a lot?
Yep, I've gotten
Yeah.
that one.
Felix,
Yeah.
Yep.
So I made a shirt that was like 7 of like the misspellings that I've gotten before.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So it had like Phoenix, PHEO. You
Yeah.
know, that's a common one is people just flip flop the O.
Actually,
and
Zach,
an
how
E.
would you spell
Shut
Phoenix?
up. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. PH E-O.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I've gotten Felix. Somebody wrote F and just gave up.
F-U.
No, they just wrote F and then stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just called it by the drink name.
Yeah.
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 Latte.
Yeah. So then
You could do-
I
what
made
about
the shirts.
E-H-I, like, I-N-X. You could do like a X. Like a,
There's
I've gotten
is-
PHINIX before.
yeah,
I've
something
done
with
that
an X in it.
Or FENIX, that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Finesse.
times.
But yeah, I had those, and I was already selling like Degendering shirts by that point in time. So like I had some shirts that were, it looks like a nutrition label, and it says Dancer Facts,
Nice.
and then it's like percentage leader, percentage follower with like a little white spot in it, so you can fill it in for yourself.
Ah,
Of what your
very
percentages are.
Cool.
Yeah,
And
right.
then I had another one that says I'm a leader, I'm a follower, again with check boxes, so you just check box the ones
Cool.
that you
Yeah.
want to.
Nice.
See?
And then so then I started adding like the Phoenix Gray Fan Club ones, like just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people bought a couple of them,
Nice.
which
Yeah.
was really
Are
cool.
they still available? All of them.
I've semi discontinued a lot of them. I might like make I have to figure out how to do it where I don't have to actually fulfill them myself.
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
things like,
Yeah.
this feels like a great time for a segue.
Oh.
In case you haven't noticed, Maddie
Yeah.
and I, Mackenzie
Yeah.
needs to wash his.
Yeah. Mine's not clean at the moment, but
We have
imagine.
our first sponsor, and we want to say massive thank you to Matt Tees and the new shirt designers out there. But talking about that, like if you want to order some, you can order them, and Matt will do the order for us, and then we'll send them out to you guys. You'll have a code to use on his website. We're still in the mix of getting all this sorted out.
Working
so,
out some details.
thank you to Matt and you guys, if you wanted to help sponsor a little bit, or kind of we get a little percentage kickback from this.
Yeah.
So it would help us out and do this and grow, I guess, if we can, hopefully.
And they look cool. And then, if enough people buy them, we'll make more stuff. Or at least we have some ideas.
Yes,
Yeah, we have
There's some
some
fun things.
But yeah, mattees.com.au. So he does global dance shirts as well. So they're really awesome. Just for dance in general.
Global
and-
dancer.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, back
Okay.
to the story. But
Yeah.
that could be something you do, like, that could be something that you do, like, have the orders come in through off, like, someone else.
Yeah, just do like threadless or something where people can just fulfill it
Hey,
themselves.
maybe I might know someone.
That sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah, you
good
might know a
idea.
person.
I
You
might know
might
someone
know
I
a
can help
person.
out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll give you a code and everything.
Or we could just put
There's
them
a cat
in contact
there.
with
There's a
them. You could do
There's a
everything.
cat there. Yeah. So then I got the idea because at Atlanta they had like some fans and things. I was like, I want to do fans.
They are very handy.
Yeah.
I want to have a fan club
Yeah,
with literal fans.
I love that.
So I
Fans.
expanded my fan
I mean,
club
what-
to have literal fans.
Yeah.
And like these things sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So like
Gets
I'm
hot.
out of stock, but like I've
It's awesome.
like my original stock or the 2 stocks that I've gotten is a total of 200.
Yeah,
So I
that's
sold
dope.
200 of these things,
Oh,
or
yeah.
But
close
then
to 200.
storing
of these
that
things.
is a mission.
A little bit, and
a
like
lot of
traveling
fans.
with it is really a pain.
Yes.
Too.
The weight and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take up
Yeah.
storage.
I would. I
They're
should get a
great.
fan. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
get
had
fans.
stolen
Make it
Ariel Peck's in Korea.
Yeah.
She had a big one, and it was just like so
Especially in
effective.
this part of the world.
Really
it's
good.
So good.
That's really good. Yeah. Okay.
Plus
Cool
they're
invest.
like annoying and obnoxious, and it's great.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's loud.
Chris.
That was
Yeah.
loud.
Scary
impressive.
beautiful.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audio's clipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ruining the audio now.
Yeah. No. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Should we do our rapid
It's very
fire?
extra.
Rapid
Rapid
fire?
fire? Let's
oh,
do
wait.
it.
I have one question before we do that.
What's up?
What do you like about following?
What do I like about following? I like that I get to turn my brain off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because like I hate making decisions. Y'all have noticed.
I've
Y'all
noticed.
have noticed
I've
that I
noticed.
hate making decisions. I want to be like, just tell me where to go.
I'll just show
Tell
up.
me what to
Yeah.
do, and I'll do it my own way.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm like, you guys want to go like for dinner and do something?
I was like, yeah, I'll go
Exploring.
along.
That's the plan.
Tell me where we're
do
going.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
like,
time in the country, we're like, dude, is there anything you want to see? He's like,
No,
no,
Nah.
not really.
you're more of a
Where should I
homebody.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. I'm like, I can be a
Homebody.
homebody in any country.
Homebody
Love that.
unless
Unless you're going out for dancing.
Yeah.
it's like I leave for dance and I come home.
Yeah, I mean,
And
every
that's
time
how
I
I'm
go to the hotels, I'm like, I go to hotels all around the world, and that's about it.
I need
But
to-
it's
Ollie.
warm.
Get her, move her.
The laptops are warm.
Did she just stop your recording?
That's all good.
We're still going.
My cat.
We're good.
everyone,
We're good.
This evening is a pain in the butt.
Cats love everything that's warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it fits, I sit.
Okay.
There's
So-
no other questions.
We hopefully you'll be back in Australia and we can do
Oh, yeah,
like
I'm
a
loving it.
continuation
Oh, yeah.
of
The
this.
energy
Yeah, you
here is
loving it?
great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should,
Warm is
I guess,
welcome.
yeah, we should have
Yeah.
mentioned you're here for Swing Station next weekend,
That's
which is
true,
very,
it is
very
this
exciting.
weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's very, very cool. We're, Andrew, another thing we should talk about, you did a workshop recently for us.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
That was so
It was really, really
good.
awesome.
I'm so glad.
I was getting
Yeah,
some very
I
good
think
feedback from it.
our students got a lot of nuggets from that.
Yeah.
Teaching is my fun thing.
I
in
love
life.
the light bulb
I
moment.
love teaching.
Oh.
That was just so much.
I know. I heard a lot of explosions in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
We really appreciate that.
was awesome.
Raw connection. Really love that. The teachers that were in your workshop and the
Mm.
students that like, the teachers are students even if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
I love
good.
that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very
What
much.
else? I feel like there's so much to talk about, but we'll have to do it at part 2, like when you come back next year.
Yeah. This will just have to be reoccurring because you'll now have to be here every single year
Yeah.
until you die.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, this is already becoming one. I'm like, oh.
Or you
like-
could lose your passport and just like stay there.
Can't leave if you lose your
Yeah.
password.
See that one.
You'll hear that in our next
That'll make
episode.
sense in another episode.
I did that once in Budapest. No, thank you.
Oh,
Not
no,
again.
That's not a good
no.
place to
Yeah,
be
find
either.
yourself as a homosexual in Eastern Europe, and you're like, I don't want to be lost here.
Oh,
Okay.
No, it was fine. It was no big deal.
We have this fun game that we like to play with all of our guests that
Okay.
we interview. And it's a little competition. We're a little bit competitive between the 3 of us.
Oh,
Maybe
Just
just
a
the
little
2
bit.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh no, the 3 of us. We're pretty
So
competitive.
we're projecting our
Yeah.
competitiveness on our guests.
Yeah.
Because we have this rapid fire question
Uh-huh.
list.
Oh, yeah.
all
So
good.
we have they have the same number of questions for every interview guest we have, but they
Most
differ
of them will
slightly.
be the same, but we'll, a few questions
Y'all
differing.
did prep work? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. Not today.
I'm all
So-
improv.
It basically how it will go is like if I asked you nighttime or daytime,
Nighttime, obviously.
cool.
Yeah.
That's how quick, but it's gonna go way quicker than that.
Uh-huh.
Just got to answer without thinking.
And
Okay.
we're gonna time
Yeah.
you, and at the end of the year, we're gonna announce our first, second, and third.
So you want to get the lowest number of seconds.
Yeah, you want to do this quick. So the
Oh, so I want to go
quickest
fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah.
That's the goal. I think.
Yeah.
Who have we done it? We've done it.
So I don't even have to have right answers. I just have to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just your
yeah.
opinion on what you
Try to be
prefer.
genuine, or just if you really want to. If you're more so caught on winning,
Yeah.
just say it.
If I'm more so caught on winning rather than being right.
There might be a
Wow,
couple of
welcome to just all discourse.
Yeah.
Who cares about being right? I just
Yeah.
want to win.
there might
Exactly.
be a few what we call them fuck you questions,
Got it.
and like we might throw you a little bit under the bus if you feel like you can't answer it.
You can
I'll plead the
pass.
fifth.
You can.
Yeah.
That's an American thing.
But we will be deducting seconds. No, don't.
No, adding them
Adding
on.
Yeah, whatever.
I like
Alright.
that.
Family Feud from
So
hell.
who have we got? We've done Brad,
Z.
Z and MackZaddy.
and MackZaddy so
Yeah.
far with these ones.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
basically
someone-
nobody who's fluent in English. Gotcha.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we watched on Max.
I've got the advantage because I'm fluent in English.
And we definitely know that you've tuned into the other episodes that we've done. You've
So you
definitely
know
seen.
exactly what
You've
we're
definitely
talking
seen how far.
Yeah, I've totally tuned into your show. I'm such a fan.
Phoenix Fan Club. Beautiful.
Yes.
We're gonna. I'll do the timer.
Are you
yeah?
timing?
You timing?
I'll do
Alright.
the timer.
I got the
Timing?
questions. I can ask the questions.
And I'm just here for the
Rapid
vibes.
fire.
Beautiful. Yeah. And then we can be the moral support cheerleading
Yeah.
squad.
Okay.
The
I'll
Phoenix
s-
Fan Club.
Yeah.
I'll start it after Mackenzie finishes the first question.
All right. Ready?
Got it.
That wasn't the first question. Sorry.
I was ready.
you are.
How much do I win?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of it.
That was ready.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ready? Fast or slow floors?
Fast.
Jack and Jill or Strictly?
Jack and Jill.
MC or competing?
Competing.
Leading or following?
Following.
Fast or slow songs?
Slow.
Blues or contemporary?
Contemporary.
Suede or resin?
Suede.
Stiletto or wedge?
Stiletto.
Casual or formal dress up?
Casual.
Technique or performance?
Performance.
America or Australia?
America.
Favorite lead?
Ooh. Yakub.
Fast or slow blues?
Slow blues.
Teach or be taught?
Be taught.
Zach, Maddie, or Mackenzie?
Ooh, that's mean. How dare you?
Oh, me?
Mackenzie.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I've got one.
No, it's like the first one.
haven't been said
That's Mackenzie's first one.
Thanks, Phoenix. Really appreciate it.
You know, I like to do a charity.
To be honest, there wasn't. To be honest, there wasn't that many fuck you questions in there.
No,
at
there
all.
wasn't. It was pretty safe.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
safe.
yeah.
That's
We've
pretty
done
tame.
we've done like for Maxons, we've been like Maxim or Yakub. He's like, oh, Mayub.
I would say Maxon's was so funny. I think he asked for a handicap because he said he wouldn't understand the questions, and we were like, "Nah, you'll be fine." And they asked the first question, and he
he's like-
immediately has to stop it.
He was like,
He was like,
whoa,
wait,
wait a
no,
second,
what?
wait a second.
too much.
If that's how fast we're going, I need to be ready. You're actually going fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What do we
Awesome.
time that was?
So we're at 38 seconds and 20.21.
Ooh,
I don't know if we're doing the
that's
point.
pretty
Pretty good. I actually
That's-
can't remember.
I can't
I
remember
think
all the
that
other ones.
times.
currently puts you in second place.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because I
Allegedly.
think Brad
Who went
is-
faster?
Brad.
Brad.
Of course
The only other
Brad
English
was-
speaking.
Although,
he
and
was
we
like,
gave Brad some.
Of course,
fucky
he's done
questions,
fast.
Though.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
like, who? What was the
It
one
was
that
one
he?
question was like his wife or his housemate, who's like his best mate.
Yeah,
That
and
was a
then
struggle.
his best man. And then the other one was favorite follower. I think he thought about. He didn't spend as long on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
But we can even like do a little compilation of them at the end of the year or something like.
Stack them up.
Yeah, first, second, third, like in there, so you can kind of compare or like whatever.
I only
See.
slowed down because I, especially with like favorite leader, because I was like, well, I'm thinking
You wanna think
within
about
West Coast or like ever anywhere.
Yeah.
West Coast,
Yeah.
let's go
Yeah,
West Coast.
yeah, that's what slowed me down because
Yeah.
I was pulling down to West Coast.
Cool, you cube, I
like
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Such a great
Super
lead.
fun.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, I'm super excited to learn more from you this week in classes. It's going to be
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
We'll
There's
have
still
you
more.
around for another week and a bit. It's going to
Yeah.
be great.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
If you ever want to connect with Phoenix, his website, Phoenix.
Greydance.com. Make sure you spell it right. PHOENIXGREY
Yeah.
dance.com.
Zach?
Dot com.
You know?
Yep, go there. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, share this episode with all your friends. Keep the dance alive, grow the dance, all that sort of stuff.
She was making a lot of features
I'm
today.
just holding her so she isn't going anywhere else.
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to share this all over the world
Yeah.
and subscribe and watch all of the last
Yeah,
episodes
yeah.
too.
And continue watching all of the episodes
Now-
because it's up to date.
He's going to
Yeah.
be checking in to see who beats his interview time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, yep, got her.
Well, I'm already in second place, so why bother?
I like it. Well,
Thanks
very
for
much.
being here.
Cheers.
Appreciate having you here.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Bye.